Welcome to Edge Radio Australia. It is Soulbirth time, and I've missed this lovely lady beside me. It is great to see you there, Faye. Are we ready for a bit of Soulbirth action?
We sure are, Aaron. Yes,
action, indeed.
Oh,
yeah, well, it has been a couple of weeks. You know, we have a little bit of a break. Well, you had a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I mean, yeah, I miss out. I miss out on that.
Rest,
No, there will be never any laying on the beach in the Bahamas for me. But you certainly haven't been resting of that sort.
No.
But you have a guest for us.
I do.
Yeah. Now, did you want to do a little bit of a monologue before we bring her on? Or, I mean, what do you want to do?
I'd love to. Absolutely introduce our beautiful guest today, because she's is going to be a great session today. So we have got today we've got Anya Petrovic joining us. She's the founder of Tesla Metamorphosis. Not sure if you've ever heard of that.
Oh, look at that. Well, I've certainly heard of Tesla. There you go.
She's an internationally recognised teacher, healer, and author. Guided by a powerful inner calling connected to Nikola Tesla, Anya has dedicated her life to achieving and developing and teaching, this unique healing modality that works with Tesla frequencies to support transformation, healing, self-healing, and the evolution of consciousness, which is so needed at the moment. Having lectured at Tesla conferences worldwide, she now travels globally to share this work, making Tesla's legacy accessible as a gift of light, love, and human evolution. So I would love to introduce Anya Petrovic. Welcome to the show, Anya. Lovely to have you with us.
Oh, I'm really happy to be with you, and I'm really looking forward to coming to Perth.
Yes, I know. You're coming just in a couple of weeks, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
just next week, yeah. At the moment, I'm in Europe.
Yes, time is racing by. So, yeah, we're going to be very blessed to have you here sharing your Tesla Metamorphosis with us all.
Well, absolutely. Now, to ask the question, if you're clearly not in Perth then, whereabouts are you right now?
Well, now I'm in Europe. I'm in Belgrade at the moment. And next week, I'll get on a plane and come to Perth.
Yes.
Good to hear.
Yes.
All right. Well, do you want to sort of jump into it? Because I'm completely in the dark. I mean, as I say, I joke about the Tesla bit, but this is a very different way of looking at things. And I've heard a little bit about the old Tesla side when it comes to the energy, and there's a lot of stories from back 100 odd years ago. Where does that sort of fit in, I guess?
Yeah, maybe give us a bit of background of Nikola Tesla and where, all about the frequencies and, what actually is Tesla Metamorphosis.
Right, yeah. I always like talking about Tesla because, unfortunately, in Western world, very often people don't know about him. And when I ask, do you know about Nikola Tesla? Is that the one who has a Tesla car? I said, no, that's Elon Musk. Tesla actually invented everything modern technology is based on, from alternate current, remote control, wireless transmission of energy and information. So, the way we talk now, Tesla had laid the base for it. And AC motors, X-rays, and so on. But the problem was that he discovered how we could use free energy. And that is why his laboratory was burned to the ground. And many of his inventions are under names of some other scientists. So lately, more and more, the truth about Nikola Tesla is coming up. And to explain to you what a healing modality has to do with this great scientist, we have privilege to have Tesla's name in the name of modality because we can access some frequency that, as far as we know, only Tesla worked with. He named them non-Hertzian waves. And in his Canadian patents, he explained that in his experiments, he was decreasing Hertzian and electromagnetic waves to minimum. And then those waves that he called non-Hertzian, and now we call them Tesla waves, he commented, as paradoxical as it could be, they get stronger with distance. He also explained that those frequencies are in the domain of a completely new physics. So when I talk about that, then some people are question, okay, but we measure energy with hertzes. So how could you be certain that you can access those frequencies of energy? The truth is we can't measure them, but thanks to a special camera invented by Dr. Harry Alford from London, we can now see them. So that is how, to make a long story short, we have PIP images that are proving that the frequencies Tesla worked with are present in the field when we do Tesla Metamorphosis.
Okay.
And this camera is different to the one that's used for aura photography.
Yeah, it is different.
Yeah.
While it's different, because different frequencies of energy are presented with different colors. And that is how we can say, well, next time maybe we'll be in the studio and I can show you some images. So, once you see it, it's easier to understand. But that is how we have colorful on white that we can access Tesla waves. And that is what makes Tesla Metamorphosis different from other modalities. Actually, very often people ask, what's the difference between this and Reiki or this and reconnective healing?
Yep.
The difference among modalities is not in how we wave our hands or where we place our hands. The difference is in what frequencies of energy we can access. In other words, what levels or what area of this universal consciousness we can access. Have you heard about Swami Vivekananda?
I certainly haven't. No. No. I'm curious to know though.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Swami Vivekananda is a yogi who brought Vedanta into Western world.
Oh.
And there was a mutual respect between this Swami and Nikola Tesla. And thanks to Swami Vivekananda, we have one letter he wrote to his colleague in India, where he said that Tesla is a very spiritual man, and in different colors of Tesla's lights in the laboratory, he could see Shiva and Vishnu and all their gods. But something very interesting, he said that Tesla communicates with his electricity, giving it orders. Well, that means that Tesla was aware that energy is not just a mechanical movement of particles. He was aware that he was dealing with consciousness, with this universal consciousness that nowadays they call the field, but Tesla called it active ether.
Okay. No, I've definitely heard that term before, the active ether. So there you go. A lot of and I know very little, certainly no expert about Tesla, but I do know this, is that obviously you mentioned earlier about the fact that he'd found a free source of energy. And, if anything, when it comes to economics, if somebody finds a free way of doing things, well, tell you what, they sort of disappear, don't they? Yeah, exactly. We've found that in just about every industry. And look, the energy industry runs the world. We can't operate without it. So if a gentleman came up with a system like that, you can imagine how just earth-shattering, how it would change the entire dynamic for every single human being on Earth. So if he's looking at that side of things, clearly he's got his eyes on something of a hell of a lot of depth.
Well, of course, it's all bringing your power back to yourself as well, isn't it? It's about regaining your own power and authority, knowing that you can access the field anytime and communicate on other levels. And access this energy that's unlimited out there. But that takes the power away from those who want to.
That's right.
control.
Jeez, yeah, a bit of personal power there. I like that.
So Anya, let us hear about your journey. Like, how did you come into this, into doing Tesla Metamorphosis? How did you develop this? And you've got an interesting story.
Yeah, well, when you ask me how did I develop it, I actually didn't develop it. I didn't found it. It had found me. And it is quite a long story. It starts before I was even aware of it. For example, in 2001, I had a certain urge to go to India, and not even knowing where I'm going. And I ended up in Sai Baba's ashram. And then 9 years later, when I started doing Tesla Metamorphosis, actually it was my very first seminar I organized in Sydney. One of my students forwarded to me an email from Italy. A lady from Italy has a continuous contact with Sai Baba. And in this quote, Sai Baba says, "I brought you an angel, Nikola Tesla, to help you with your destiny, but your humans were greedy," and so on and so on. So, could you imagine? I would never connect Nikola Tesla with Sai Baba, but there is some universal connection. Yeah.
Very strange link. I wouldn't have anticipated.
It's interesting, isn't it? And Sai Baba, because I used to have visions of Sai Baba. He used to appear in my dreams and to me quite often about 33 years ago.
It's a very accurate number.
I remember it because I was pregnant with my second daughter when I had a lot of activity happening around Sai Baba. So yeah, it's really interesting that he pops up again and he's connected with this.
Yeah, but then when I got aware of it, it was, I happened to be in Belgrade, which is Serbia. And I don't know whether you know, by origin, Nikola Tesla is Serbian.
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah, he's Serbian-American. And so I was doing reconnective healing at that time, and I rented some place to work from. I was in Belgrade for a couple of months. So that morning, and just by chance, it happened to be 10th of July, which is Tesla's birthday. But I must admit, I wasn't aware of that at that time. And for no reason, and there is always a reason, I was just standing by the window and enjoying morning sun, dancing on the roofs of Belgrade. And then something magic happened. 2 completely white doves from 2 sides came in half a circle straight to my window, picked the window with their beaks, moved their wings like 2 ballerinas following the same choreography, and flew away. And that filled me with some joy. I felt something important happen, but I didn't know what to connect it with.
Yeah, right.
And then a client came, and I started doing what I believed was reconnective healing. And in the middle of the session, I hear a voice in my head, a male voice. Tesla healing. You need to reconstruct Tesla healing. And it didn't make any sense to me. I knew about Nikola Tesla and his inventions, but Tesla and healing, and who on earth am I to reconstruct something the genius Tesla invented? So I couldn't understand that. And I continued the session. Again, the voice, Tesla healing. You need to reconstruct? I was brought up in former Yugoslavia, and we learned about Nikola Tesla's inventions. But what we didn't learn is his interest for human health, and also we didn't learn about his spirituality. And actually, Tesla is genius because he is spiritual. He was spiritual. And that is why he was aware that this, what we call energy, is actually consciousness, this universal consciousness that he named active ether.
Right.
And whenever we talk about energy healing, all energy modalities are in interaction with this universal consciousness. And healing is actually about information. And depending on the frequency of energy you can access in a certain modality, you can access certain levels of this universal consciousness or certain areas of this universal consciousness. So that is the difference among modalities.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So when we're meditating, say, and going through different levels of, meditation and reaching different states, that would, because everything is energy and we're working with different frequencies, and most of the healing modalities that are available today work with different, it's all the same energy, but in different ways.
In different
that we
ways,
work
yeah,
with.
okay.
Yeah. So how did you then go on to develop what you now call Tesla Metamorphosis?
Well, it was all very spontaneous. And when you're mentioning meditation, because, for example, I'm a Reiki master. I was doing Reiki for 11 years. And in Reiki, I was doing attunements. I was doing a ritual, putting symbols and so on. Here in Tesla Metamorphosis, I don't do any attunements. I don't do any rituals. And what is amazing, in Tesla Metamorphosis, we do Tesla Healing Metamorphosis, Tesla Soul Communication, and Tesla Light Body Metamorphosis. And in this way of healing that we call Tesla Soul Communication, all students, regardless of their educational background, they were not clairvoyant or were not aware of any similar abilities like this. All of the sudden, they are capable of creating communication with the client who might be on the other side of the world, might be speaking some language they don't know. They are capable of creating communication on the conscious, subconscious, and soul level. And that was actually, making me curious. How does it happen? I don't do any ritual as I used to do in Reiki. And that is happening. And I already mentioned to you Swami Vivekananda, and because Tesla once stated that his teaching, Prana, Akasha, and Kalpa, are the only theories that could entertain modern science. So I got curious and I attended classes of teaching of Swami Vivekananda. And there I learned that yogis have a special meditation that has the purpose of elevating consciousness. So this meditation starts from basic chakra, which is red, up to the 7 main chakras, and finishes with crown chakra, which is purple in color. And Swami, who was teaching us, he said that not every yogi would manage to reach the level of crown chakra.
Right.
And why I'm connecting it with Tesla Metamorphosis. Dr. Professor Ristovsky from the Institute for Bioenergetic Research made photos of auras of students before attending the first seminar, Tesla Healing Metamorphosis seminar, and after finishing the seminar.
That would have been really
And,
interesting.
Would be
yeah,
a bit of, I mean,
yeah.
I'm someone who always wants a bit of proof,
Yeah.
and to see the difference.
So those
who
photos
can-
actually show a big shift in their energy field. And what was also interesting, all students had purple colors in their auras. And Professor Ristovsky said that this color is not characteristic for human aura. So that is why he named us Teslians.
Okay.
So it seems that those Tesla waves simultaneously elevate our consciousness, though we are not so disciplined as yogis. It is like a shortcut for us Westerners. They bring us to the frequency of consciousness of crown chakra. And that was the only explanation that I could find. How comes that people who didn't have any similar abilities before all of a sudden can create such profound connection with another person on the conscious, subconscious, and soul level.
It's great, isn't it? It's like so important just to have the knowledge that we can do that and to be able to access that, knowing that we have that within us. The ability.
Yeah, we all have
I
it.
still struggle with sorry. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, we all have it. It just has to be awakened.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I no matter what, and I mean, look, I'm slowly coming around, but I struggle with this connection. We talk about it with Reiki a lot, but connecting with people who are a long way away, or like as you said before, speaking a different language or a different culture. I mean, just the cynic in me struggles with that. But this photographic evidence is a very interesting sort of, I don't know, it's an interesting twist. Yeah.
It's interesting.
What is also fascinating with this, language is not a barrier, because the communication is through meanings, pictures, and emotions, and then we translate it into language. So like a practitioner could communicate with somebody who speaks Cantonese or Lebanese or Hungarian or any language that he doesn't know. Language is not a barrier. And in general, when we communicate with words, we always have to make an agreement what we believe the meaning of the word is. Very often we get in situations that we try to explain something to somebody and they understand it completely different from that.
Yeah, well, because language is a very human construct, isn't it? Because when we connect in spirit with others, it doesn't matter language. Because, when I've connected with people on the other side of the world or babies that are coming in, it doesn't matter. It's a thought form. It's an understanding. It's not a language.
I get that completely. Yeah. Okay.
So, it's amazing. And I love the fact that you've got the scientific background there too, because it's great when, the energy realm and science are melding. And so you've had all this, scientific evidence and the photographs. And then you were saying that you've been connected with Bruce Lipton as well. But how does that, can you share with us about how that is connected as well?
Do you mean how practically we do Tesla soul communication? That is
yes, and also because there's very with epigenetics, which is a field of Bruce Lipton's work as well. So epigenetics is very interconnected with it, isn't it?
Yeah, I teach that in the second seminar, and one of the exercises is that every student brings a photo of somebody who needs healing. Then those photos are mixed, and each person works with somebody he doesn't know and writes down everything that comes through. And then the one who brought the photo gives the feedback in what ways they recognize the person from the photo. And it's always a lot of excitement in the class when people realize that there are no doubts that they were communicating with this particular person from the photo, because you can recognize the style of this person, even by words, belief systems. And but I would also like to explain what is the purpose, because this is not used for future telling or something. It is, I call it actually, Dr. Bruce Lipton, you're probably familiar of him. He calls it energy psychology. And I have to mention, I'm very proud that he included Tesla Metamorphosis Academy on his website in resources. So the purpose of Tesla Soul Communication is to help people, because, we all have some things that we want to forget. We don't want to think about it. And so what we do, we pack them nicely and we push them in our subconscious mind. But the problem is that it works from there. And if it affects our reactions sometimes, but what is worse, it affects our health. So I am also a psychologist. I had postgraduate studies in applied psychology in Sydney. And in psychology and psychiatry, we use free associations and hypnotherapy to help people to bring this stuff from subconscious to the conscious level. Because once it is on conscious level, then they can deal with it and they can overcome the problem. You know how Jung said, unless we make subconscious conscious, it directs our life, and we call it destiny. Yes, so that is the purpose of Tesla Soul Communication.
Yep.
But I would also, I actually find it much easier to work with than with free associations and hypnotherapy, because much faster we get to the results. And also hypnotherapy and free associations, they get to the level of subconscious mind. And in Tesla Soul Communication, sometimes we can reach to the level of integrative mind, which is the level of the soul. And what does it mean? It means that even karmic healing can be reached.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would actually like to introduce your listeners to other forms of Tesla Metamorphosis. I'm the most, for me, it's the most exciting, this Tesla Soul Communication, because it was a challenge for me as well. I was getting messages to teach that, but for quite a long time, I wasn't confident to say. I was arrogantly afraid. Okay, I can do it, but how could I be sure that other people can do it? So that is why I'm, always excited in these classes. But most people actually get interested for Tesla Metamorphosis because of the healing results. Because, our clients report healings from many illnesses that are labeled incurable, like cancer, AIDS, chronic fatigue syndrome, lupus, and so on. And also even birth deformities and physically damaged spine. So
really? That's wow.
Powerful, isn't it?
If you go to teslametamorphosis.com and go to testimonials, you can hear a mother of 21-year-old girl stating how the doctor of her daughter was amazed how only in 2 months, since he saw her previously, one side of her rib cage, which was much smaller and indent, developed to be equal to the other side. And
Wow.
also, there is one video that I received from a practitioner in Macedonia. She she worked with a young man who had car accident, and his spine was damaged, and doctor said that he will never walk again. So what happened in the first session? He levitated. It doesn't happen very often in Tesla Metamorphosis, but sometimes it happens. So she was very excited about that. And
I'd be a little freaked out at the same time.
Obviously, you if you started levitating.
That's right. Oh, dear.
yeah, so with his permission, she had put camera for the second session.
Okay.
But in this second session, he didn't levitate. Anyway, if you watch this footage, the young man is laying on his back. His arms are next to his body, but his legs are going up and down and left and right with very vigorous movements.
Okay.
Yeah, I had actually checked that video out. I had a look at it the other
Right.
night, and yeah, it's quite amazing to watch.
Well,
His
he's
legs are doing all
laying
kinds
down
of
doing the
things.
YMCA, or what's going on?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, because, you know, if somebody would do this movement with his muscles, he would have to hold for the table to keep the balance. But his arms are on the table. And then she didn't document how he levitated, but she documented how he got off the table and stepped on his feet. So, but I understand, you know, when I talk about it, people, most of people, you know, many people just can't believe it, or they call it a miracle. So when I was
Isn't
writing,
it? Sorry. Because we've been programmed to believe that we have to look outside of ourselves
That's
to
right.
heal, but when we come back to our inner self, we've got all our resources within us.
yeah, but when I was writing the book, I actually tried to find explanations for all those miracles because I don't believe in miracles. Everything is natural. It's just question whether we can understand something and explain them. So that is how I came across Dr. Pyotr Garyaev. He was a member of Russian Academy of Science and New York Academy of Science, and he did research on DNA. So he discovered that our DNA follows some rules similar to the rules of human language. Somehow he called it biological grammar and syntax. And in his experiments, he managed to get a salamander lizard from an embryo of frog without any surgical intervention, without cutting out or replacing a single gene.
What?
And that, yeah. And that is why he stated that energy frequencies could reprogram the DNA.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. This plays in epigenetics as
Right.
well.
Right.
Epigenetics is all about.
Yeah, so for example, if we go back to this girl who had birth deformity, her DNA received the information how a healthy rib cage and lungs should be, and they developed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, amazing.
I'm blown away by that because you think about different levels of health, but you think your skeletal system, I kind of think, well, that's kind of fixed, right? You know, you can't really change that. But clearly you can. It's just absolutely amazing. Can I just divert for a bit? Because I'm interested in this event that's coming up in a couple of weeks. What is the event that you're going to be here in Perth for?
Well, I'm looking forward to be on the Perth Festival of Healing, which starts.
We're going to be there. There we go.
Really?
Yes, there we are.
And then after that, I will teach seminars in Perth, starting from 24th of October.
Mhm.
And I'm looking forward to it. And so those who might be interested, they could also master those frequency of energy that Tesla worked with, and we
Right.
can work with them and have that experience. So everybody can do it. I travel around the world, so after Perth, I'll go to Houston, and before COVID, I used to have 2 circles around the world. Now I'm a bit slower, but I'm getting back into
You're
it.
getting back.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, it'd
exactly.
be interesting to catch up. I mean, obviously, it would be lovely to have you in the studio here at Edge. But yeah, well, the fact that we'll actually be there at that same
Healing Festival.
absolutely healing festival, that'd be really fantastic. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. And so
I would
people-
like to come to your
Sorry.
studio and
Yeah.
you're
have
very welcome
a
indeed.
direct connection. Yeah.
The couch is a bit comfy. You might not leave. Be
Yes.
careful.
Couch waiting here for you.
Right over there. There we go.
Yeah. But if people want to book on any of your seminars, whether it's here in Perth or in the other ones that you're doing around the world, they can go onto your website, can't they? Because you've got them all listed there with the registration details.
Yeah, and at the festival, people will have a chance to experience these frequencies. I will also do a workshop talking in more details where you can see those PIP images and other things. So it's easier to understand, it's different when it's just a word, not a picture. And also, I'll do a group Tesla Healing Metamorphosis session at the festival. So
That would be
those
great.
who would like
Wouldn't it?
to experience that, they're
much so.
welcome.
Yeah, that'd be great to actually come and have a look at what you're doing. And
Lovely comment coming through too. There we go. From now, how do I pronounce this? Duma and the Fifth Element Goddess. Tell you what, that's a title. Lovely discussion. Light, frequency, and resonance. I
Yes.
couldn't agree more. That
I
is
know.
absolutely
yes,
bang
it's an
on.
amazing subject, and yeah, we're very blessed to have you here today with us, Anya. It's great that you could get up at 5 a.m. and join us.
Oh,
We're
huge,
so grateful.
huge apologies for that. I mean, look, if
Oh,
we
yeah.
could just change the rotation of the Earth and just sort out that time for you. But it's, well, honestly, 5 a.m. It's, you're keen. You obviously very much believe in what you're doing, which is a wonderful thing. And it's good to share some natural powers and some natural health, I guess.
Yeah, because it's such a powerful topic, and the more we share it and, share your work so that when you come here, you can get, maximal coverage as well and get as many people down there to learn these techniques, because I really believe that the more people that can be empowered to guide their own health and healing, the better.
Yes, and also there is something that we call Tesla light body metamorphosis, and that's something that I would recommend to everybody, because this is a kind of ritual. The Tesla metamorphosis, Tesla healing metamorphosis, is beyond technique. So I say to people, the rule is that there are no rules. Though
I like it.
Thoroughly agree.
Yeah, when I teach, it looks like rules. I show some movements and with hands and so on, but this is more to help people to feel the energy and learn to play with it.
Yes.
But Tesla light body metamorphosis is based on a very old tradition where we draw very precise lines on the body and activate points on the body. And that has a purpose of helping in personal development, in reaching our potentials, our optimal blueprint. So that is something which is worth mentioning, and I
absolutely.
not to mention it as well.
Yeah, well, I really encourage all the listeners that are based in Perth, if you can, to get along to the Perth Healing Festival and
Absolutely.
listen to Anya firsthand and witness what she's doing.
And
Because
that's it's a tangible thing too. If you witness things firsthand, it sort of changes things for you.
It does.
No, I'm actually very much looking forward to having a chat in person.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely.
And also all your contact details that you sent to us will be popping in the chat box after as well, so people can connect with you or go to your website and book the different events.
Yep.
But yeah, it's great to have you on. Have you got any closing comments or something that you think is really important to share with the audience today?
Yeah, well, what I would like to share, I will again mention Swami Vivekananda, because in Vedanta, according to Vedanta, we are now in the kalpa of destruction and creation. If we translate it in our language, it would be the period of metamorphosis, and that is the cosmic process. And we all witness that in the world. That is exactly what is happening. A big shift in.
It's a very big shift.
Yes. This COVID had very bad consequences, but it also had a great, things that a lot of people had awakened.
Look, very much the Great Awakening, really, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's time.
Yes, and, we are really brave that we have decided to take a human shape in this moment of human history where we'll have a huge change. And that is why I'm so passionate to go around and share Tesla Metamorphosis with as many people as possible, because it can help us make that shift.
Absolutely.
Very true.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
I really appreciate that.
Sorry, I talk too much.
No, you don't. There's no such thing.
Well, I'm excited to share that with you, because I happen to be. There was one of my trips out of the blue when I said, "Okay, I have to go to Peru," and in 3 days I was on the plane, and I had a great privilege to talk to a shaman from Andy who spoke original Quechua language, and then a guy was translating it into Spanish. But he addressed me and said, a human of light is coming to Earth. And then he said, not one human. Humanity is moving to the stage of human of light.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say all of light.
And that was at the time when I didn't have a clue that I will be doing something that I call Tesla Light Body Metamorphosis. So
there you go, but it's all about light.
Yeah. And life drags us in directions that we may not have planned. Let's be very honest on that. And certainly I can say that in my life. Thank you, Anya, so much for this. I'm looking forward to catching up with you in a couple of weeks. So the date is for the event is... Well, okay. No, I don't know. I'll be there, but that doesn't mean I know the date. Sorry, Anya, what date are you going to be here in Perth?
Well, I think on 17th. So on 18th is the festival.
Yep.
And then maybe in the week between 18th and 24th, we can have a chat in studio.
Sounds good to me. Absolutely.
Yeah, because after that, I will be busy with the seminars, and that will be more complicated.
Yeah. I thoroughly agree. And you're off to Houston, which is actually one of our most popular places on earth. Actually, Houston, where Edge is very popular in that part of the world, which is nice to hear. We love our American friends. So thank you very much for being part of the show. As far as contacting yourself, come on, where's that wonderful website of yours?
Soulbirth.com.au.
.com.au. Thank you very much for being part of Soulbirth here on Edge
Thank you, Anya.
Radio Australia.
Thank
Thanks, Anya.
you.